to the sidelines. Has a man wide open. It's tipped. It's hit goal. MJ Devonshire. Got space. He's going to take it to the end zone. Pittsburgh takes the lead.
He loves those moments. It reminds me of last year in the Garden against St. John. And guys just stepped up. Blake hits a what the hell three. You know, we're like, what are you doing? And he's done that all year.
Klicka out to Bizzario. It's over. The Pitt Panthers have upset Wisconsin. Anybody if he hits his field goal. Up and got it. Sauls does it again.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Semple Podcast. We have a special episode for everybody today. I'm your host, Zach Kaminsky, and I'm joined by all-world freshman from the Pitt volleyball team, Olivia Babcock. Olivia, how are we doing today?
I'm good. Just finished practice, so got my workout in for the day. So feeling good. How are you?
All right, I actually just got it from work. We don't lift weights at my job, unfortunately. That would be sort of ideal. Super excited to have you on. Like I said, you are the first current Pitt athlete to come on the show. We've had former volleyball standout Kayla Lund on, but I want to get this interview in right now because the spring season, or I guess the exhibitions or spring season?
I think it's spring season, but I'm actually not completely sure on that topic.
The spring season's coming up. We've got a home and home with Ohio State and a home and home with Penn State. The game against Ohio State is Saturday. So how is everyone feeling going into the first time playing since the fall?
I think we're just really excited. We have 2 new freshmen who came in early, so I know they're excited to play, and obviously we have some returning players. I think it's going to be a good step for us. I think we've been working really hard this spring, so I just want to see how all those skills came together and how everything's just going to look for our first game. I mean, obviously we're not perfect yet, but I feel like this game will really show us where we're at and what we need to work on. So super excited.
Yeah, in terms of the spring season, is it exciting to play Penn State, home and away?
It's actually super exciting. I've never played Penn State, but I've heard good things about them. I have a few friends there, so I'm actually really excited for that game. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be competitive, and I hope both of our crowds are doing what they do and just being loud and, supportive. So I'm really excited. I'm especially excited to play there. I've seen their gym in videos, and it looks like really just fun vibes. It seems like a fun place to play in because obviously no one's on your side, and that's just the type of environment I know some of us prefer to play in. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Well, then I guess that kind of goes into my next question then. So in terms of all the places you've played in so far, what's been your favorite road venue from your freshman campaign?
This is a tough one for me. I'm not going to lie. But honestly, I think I'm going to have to say Georgia Tech. I was really warned because it was referred to as can-like because it's very small. It echoes. So even a small amount of people, it really just is crowding you, and it's just a lot. It's a smaller gym. So yeah, the noise just echoes, and it's super loud. You can't hear anything the coaches are saying. You can't hear what your teammates are saying. But I don't know, something about that gym just it really made us louder and more aggressive, and the fact that it was everyone was so close, so we really felt the energy from the crowd. Obviously they weren't on our side, but I think the energy of them just not being on our side and being so close to us really got us able to motivate ourselves and just be loud and play our game. So super fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been there, but the way you describe it, almost it feels like a little bit more. It feels like the Fitz almost, right? Because playing there, the crowd is on top of you. I've seen fewer places where the crowd is 2 feet away from the bench at certain points. Would that also be the hardest place to play, in terms just because of the crowd noise?
I could see it being the hardest place to play, especially if there's a game that you're just not feeling on top of it and you're getting in your head. I feel like that crowd really knows how to get to you, and it's almost overwhelming because you can't even hear your own thoughts in that gym. So for sure.
Damn. Okay. Sorry, I had to catch myself there. So in terms of new teams, because the ACC is growing this year, we've got Cal, SMU, and Stanford coming in. Stanford is like a huge program, like blue blood in volleyball. How exciting is it for like these three teams to be coming into the conference and like be playing them year in, year out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. It's really hard for me to completely process the fact that we now have teams from California in our conference. It's so weird. Um, but I'm super excited. I know they're gonna add good competition to our conference. I mean, I just know that us in Louisville, like we have a rivalry, and I know Stanford's gonna be really good, and I don't want it to like. I kind of don't want that rivalry to transfer. Like, I know that's a bad thing to say. Like, obviously, they're going to be one of those games that we like really have to prepare for, play hard for. But I don't really want it to be a rivalry because I just really like our rivalry with Louisville so much. But I'm super excited. I mean, more competition and more games is more competition and more games. So
Yeah.
can't complain. More experience leading up to the tournament. So I think it's going to be really good for us.
I mean, in terms of like the Louisville rivalry, I feel like that's not going anywhere soon. You kind of answered my next question about is that a rivalry? You answered it very quickly. I mean, the fact that there were two reverse sweeps last season, both in the fits, like without a doubt, that is it's the number one rival in pit volleyball without a question, right?
Oh, I'd have to argue. I mean, I don't know if they've had any rivalries in the past, but this year, it's so hard having a volleyball rivalry though because you meet these people off the court and it's like, whoa, they're great people. Like, so when we play them again, because like after season, I got to experience some of them in like the USA gym and then at the awards ceremony. So now it's like we're gonna play them again, and I'm like, the rivalry's still there, but now I like them because I know them, and it's like, wow. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be even more fun to play them now because of that reason, though. So I love our rivalry.
Yeah, for sure. And then speaking of other rivals, West Virginia. Pitt and West Virginia haven't played in volleyball for a while. Would you want to see like almost a backyard volley brawl happen?
I haven't really watched West Virginia play. I'm gonna be completely honest, but I think I would like to do that because it seems to be a big part of Pitt culture for every sport, and it seems like the Pitt fans and the Pitt community they just love that rivalry. No matter like what team has the upper hand. So I think it would be fun. I think we should try it out for like 1 year. If we like it, continue. If we feel like we don't need to, don't do it. But just seeing how much of like how important it is to other sports, I feel like it would be a really fun event to be a part of.
So do you almost yes, like it's like part of Pitt culture, but it's interesting, like you said, like it's almost like the quality of like the game and how you feel playing it is like almost just as important, right?
For sure, for sure.
Right, because scheduling and getting a one seed in the tournament and everything, I understand that. Um, now, other than WVU, are there like any schools out there that you would want to see Pitt play, maybe in like a non-conference setting?
Yes, I would love to play Wisconsin and Texas. Now I know they were in the Final Four and like that's like I know they were in the Final Four and that could definitely be seen as the reason in which why I want to play them. But I swear it's not. I just feel like they're both really good teams and I feel like of course there are some games actually no, let me not say that. I feel like they would just be good competition. I feel like they'd really push us to like they'd bring out the best in us. And I feel like just playing good teams with a lot of experience is like the games we want to have under our belt because that's the teams that are going to be in the tournament, like just experienced teams who know how to play. And I mean, they're both very respectable teams. Can't say a bad thing about their playing at all. So I think that would push us to bring out the best in us. And I definitely want to do that.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Like having almost like a measuring stick and like the fact that like those programs are as well respected as they are would almost give you tournament experience before the tournament. And
Exactly.
that's not to say anything about like Louisville or Georgia Tech or Stanford, but like to get that in the outer conference when you don't see them as often, the first time you're seeing them is in, you know, deep into the winter, it would help a lot to just like almost get a sneak peek, right?
Exactly. I agree.
So speaking of the tournament, this is now a team that returns a ton of tournament experience, like among the most in the nation. how important is it to like just the team overall that not only do the upperclassmen have multiple years of tournament experience, multiple deep runs in the tournament, but even you and Tori, the now rising sophomores, have a deep tournament run under your belt?
I think it's really important because, especially in the Final Four, like obviously all the tournament is like really important. I feel like we definitely got an advantage this year because we were a 1 seed, so we didn't really have to like travel to other places. So I know that if that ever like does happen to us, it's definitely going to be a different experience than it was this year. But I think this year, like playing at home was good for us. It definitely brought out the best in us. But the Final Four is where I say the experience really is the most important because, like, our team really tried to emphasize how big the media presence is there, and I kind of like doubted them. I was like, it can't be like that big. Like it's not like, is it that big? Whew. It just caught me so off guard. Like 2 hours just running from like interview to photo shoot to another interview to another photo shoot to take a video. And it was just like, wow, like it felt, the first day felt more of like a media event. It didn't even feel like we were there for the Final Four at all. Like it felt like we were there to just take photos and look good for the media. And like obviously I understand the importance of this event and we're all good volleyball players, so this shouldn't affect our play. But I feel like since our team really tried to emphasize it. Like they really did. They were like, there's a lot of media, like heads up, you got to stay locked in. And I really doubted them. I really did. I was like, it's not going to be that bad. And I think that definitely, like, once we got there, I was like, oh, this is a lot. And it was kind of hard for me to focus on only volleyball the first day. And now that we have that under our belt, I think we're going to go back to the Final Four. So when we're there again, it's definitely going to be like I know what to expect, and now I know how to stay on course and like knowing what our goal is. So I think it's very important.
You can just count this as more media training. This is part of the off-season workout plan. No, I actually didn't even realize that. Like, I saw all the stuff that like the Pitt volleyball account posted, and like obviously they get like the videos and like some of the interview clips, but I guess I didn't really think about it how much goes into all those video clips. Like, how many times did it take to get like some of the hype videos that they were doing? Like, how many like retakes and stuff?
I have to think about that. The takes actually didn't take that long. I don't think everyone took multiple clips, and they just chose the one that they thought looked the best.
Gotcha.
So
yeah. So basically, it's like they almost took so many. Like, my dad's a photographer, so like I know he always tried to get like just one more photo, just one more clip. I totally understand like how it must be dealing with that. Would you say that like now going against Nebraska, which notably has one of the strongest fan bases in volleyball, they did the volleyball day in their stadium, they filled it up. How was it? Like, how was being in an arena where, at least from TV, and I can't, you might be able to tell me otherwise, I felt like there was a very strong Nebraska presence after being at home for 4 straight rounds?
That's a good question, actually. I feel like it was definitely hard for us, and I think it reflected on our play. I think like the media combined with like all the hype around Nebraska combined with their fans, like it was just really hard for us to really just lock in and play our game. And it was just like errors like kept building up. Like we weren't moving on fast. We weren't like, oh, like we made that mistake. Okay, on to the next play. We were kind of just dragging it on. So I feel like just everything that went down that trip, it just didn't bring us to like put forth our best foot. And we didn't just bring our best play to that. I feel like it's kind of hard at an event like that because there's so much pressure on you. Everyone wants to play perfect. Like you don't want to be like, everyone's like, oh, you guys didn't deserve to be there. So it's kind of hard to go all out when it's like, people are judging you from every single direction. So it was kind of hard. I think we're definitely going to know how to handle it better next year, and I don't think it'll happen again. But it was definitely weird because we were at home, like everyone was supporting us, and it went from everyone to maybe like 1/5 of the crowd at the Final Four.
Wow. I didn't even realize the split was that big. I mean, not to be all negative, like that is above everything else, like a learning experience. Like you said, like you experienced it for the first time, and now you're going back with that under your belt to sort of move off, like talking about a loss. Another big piece of turning is Kat Flood. Like, how big is that to have her back for her fifth year, right?
Fifth year, yeah. I think it's super huge. I mean, she's a really good leader on the court. She's clearly passionate, brings a really good competitive energy to practice, and whenever she's put in a game, she does what she needs to do. Like, she knows she's gonna help us, no matter if it's from the service line, if it's from the front row, no matter where she's put in, she like knows what her job is, and she's gonna do it. So I think it's a really good, like, just to have her back, and especially because she has so much experience. So her experience is definitely also like really benefiting us. So it's very good to have her back. We're super happy. She's definitely changed the energy from the day she came back. So super good.
I don't think there is a Pitt volleyball fan that isn't happy to have Kat Flood back.
I'm gonna have to agree with that.
So sort of flipping it from the experience to now the newcomers, you mentioned there were 2 early enrollee freshmen. We're gonna get our first look at them in the spring game on Saturday. So in terms of what you've seen over the offseason since they've enrolled, like, sort of what kind of players are they sort of start out with?
They're very competitive. I mean, I knew they'd be good because obviously that's what we're recruiting. We're good. We are recruiting good people and good players. So I knew they'd be good, but they came in looking like they've been practicing in a college gym for the past year. They just went in strong. Like, they're both middles, the players we have right now. The other 2 coming in is a libero and a setter / right side. But the 2 middles, like, we low-key needed people in that spot, and they just came in, filled that hole, and have exceeded everyone's expectations. They're just really competitive, really good at doing their job. They can hit – I'm not going to cuss. They can hit the ball very hard. They can hit the ball very hard, and it's very scary. So they've made an immediate impact as players and people. So we're super happy to have them around. They're great people. Great players, but even better people. So it's fun.
Yeah. Speaking of like Pitt recruiting, I do want to kind of talk about like your recruiting, how you got recruited to Pitt. So I guess my first question is like, what sold you on the idea of coming to Pitt for volleyball?
Yeah, well, I had like a lot of calls and Zooms and stuff, but Pitt had kind of been my number one from the start. Well, actually, before they reached out, I didn't like think of any colleges. I didn't really care where I went at first. But then once they reached out and I started talking to them, I was like, wait a minute, like, this is a good school. So I had gone on a weekend where I had gone to like 3 different places for a visit. I'm not going to name them, of course, but Pitt was one of them. So I went to Pitt, and on one of my previous visits, I had kind of like, I was there, but it really felt like I was an outsider. Like, I was at the visit. They were definitely trying to like be nice, but it didn't feel like I was part of like a team. It just felt like I was there, and they were sometimes entertaining me, sometimes not. But we had a dinner at Fish's house the second day of my visit. The first day they just showed me around everything. The second day we had dinner at his house, and I felt like I was a part of the team immediately. I was literally sitting there. I was like, these people may have been my best friends for the past 10 years. Like, they might as well have been that. So I was sitting at that table having a conversation. It was me, my mom, my sister, and then 3 of the players. And I looked at Natalie. That's my sister's name. I looked at her, and I'm like, I think I'm going to commit. And she's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, no, I think I'm going to get up, tell Fish to go inside, and commit right now. 2 minutes later, I got up, said, Fish, can I talk to you inside? And I was like, yeah, I want to commit. Because it's just such a good team. Like, I know I made the right decision after this past season. Like, there is really nowhere else I'd rather be. And I know, obviously, if I were somewhere else, I'd probably say the same thing about them. But I honestly don't think, like, I can't physically imagine myself being as happy and loved as I am here. Like, just, I know these people on the team are going to be my best friends for the next however many years we live. So I'm super excited. I made the right decision. So great coaches, great players, just great people. So nowhere else I'd rather be.
It's funny. It's like I was looking at other schools. Like, obviously, I wasn't an athlete, but it's like after going to Pitt, it's like I couldn't really imagine myself going to any other school that I applied to. So it's, in a weird way, I do feel the same way. I guess the question that was, you said like you didn't really start seriously thinking about schools until Pitt reached out to you. Was Pitt the first school to reach out to you?
I think they reached out to me on the first day of recruiting, but I think there was one school that I had noticed they reached out to me at like 12:15 a.m. Like they reached out to me midnight. And obviously when I'm in California, that's like 3:15 here. So I think if Pitt reached out at that time, that would be quite concerning for their sleep schedule. So I'm kind of glad they didn't do that. But yeah, so they were definitely like first 10, I think. But they were like they were pretty quick with it. And I'm really glad I decided to talk to them because best decision I ever made.
I'm pretty sure that Dan Fisher's pretty happy he did his homework with how you played for this team last year and getting on it early. So in terms of just like going back to playing, I want to ask you first in practice, who's the toughest player you've gone up against just on the Pitt teams?
Rachel Fairbanks and Tori. No doubt in my mind. Tori and Rachel.
With a bullet.
That's like, yeah. I do I have to explain that? Should I explain that, or is it like obvious?
Well, I mean, I think like maybe there are some fans who just like might not know if they're more like football or basketball people. But yeah, like so that answer was like immediate. So like, what made that just like without a doubt off the top?
I'll explain them individually. So Rachel, she's just extremely competitive, reads the game super well. She's just a really, really smart volleyball player. And obviously as a setter, she's like the quarterback of the game. So it's very frustrating because she can see what's happening on the other side and she always knows how to like make the right decision to get the other side frustrated or out of system. And I'm like, dang, like, how do you understand volleyball so well? Like I've played with her outside of like even like I played with her at USA this past week. And even then I was like, I feel like I should be able to read you right now. But like she was juking me out the whole time. And I was like, damn, like really, Rachel, you gotta do me like that. She's an impeccable player. Like in every aspect of her game. She's a leader, she's competitive, she's a great player. Extremely hard to go against. Now Tori is just she's amazing. I've been playing with her for the past 3 years. And I don't think it's ever gotten easier to scrimmage against her. Like I'm so glad she's on the same side of the net as me. She is easily one of the best players I've ever had as a teammate. Yeah, no, she is. She is the best player I've ever had as a teammate. And it's just like she's very competitive. She finds ways to score. She's very good at reading the game. She can block well. Like she has humbled me so many times in club and it just was so aggravating. She knows how to hit. She sees the court very well. She will find space. She's competitive. She's a leader. She's just like great. Like they're both extremely hard to play against, but I love it. But like 3 years later, Tori still has me like confused on how to block her. I'm like, what the heck? Like, shouldn't I like know this now? But no, she's amazing.
So I guess in practice, you ever gone against them where they're on the same side?
Yeah, a few times, but it's frustrating. But we always switch it up, so they're on my side of the net, so I can't be mad if they're playing good in practice.
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned Team USA, so how was that experience to go out with Rachel and play for like the Team USA camp?
Oh, it was super fun. Super glad Rachel was there with me. I mean, everyone was there super experienced, super good. It was just a bunch of the top players in the nation from a bunch of the top teams. So going in, like, I was the only freshman, so I was definitely, like, kind of stressed out. I was like, like, I don't know. Like, you guys seem so experienced, and I'm just, like, here. But, like, after the first day, it was very clear to me. I was like, oh, yeah, like, I belong in this gym. Everyone belongs in this gym. And they're just great people and great players. So it was really easy to, like, become comfortable with them off the court, which made it even easier to play with them on the court. And I'm really glad I had Rachel there with me, though, because we were both in our hometown, California. So we both, like, were able to, like, do the things we loved with each other. Like, we literally went shopping for, like, 4 hours one day. It was so fun, but, like, just bonding with her. I just love Rachel, so anytime I can bond with her, I really love. So I'm really glad we got to spend this week together. Unfortunately, we weren't roommates, but I loved my roommate. She loved her roommate, so it was just a super fun experience.
Oh, yeah. Now, going back to my other question, because I just had to do the Team USA thing before I forgot. In a match, so not on the Pitt team, who is the toughest player you've had to go against opposite from you? And you can give multiple answers too. There's probably a bunch of great players you've gone up against.
This is a very difficult question. There are a lot of good players. Oh, whew, this is difficult.
Top
Um,
five?
you want me to say five?
I just
No, no,
just
it's
put
okay. I can say five. I can say. let me think of five first. And a beer that kind of goes. And I'm gonna have to say Elena too. Anna and Elena. It is very frustrating when you cannot get a kill because
mm,
the libero is everywhere. It's frustrating. Yeah, no. So definitely them two. Um, who else? Like I only really remember who we played in like ACC. No, no, I don't. Skylar Fields.
mm.
She's a very good player. She is very good. She, yeah, no, she's very good. Respect to her. I really like her on and off the court. She's a good person, but good player. She's definitely frustrating to play against. Um, who else? I'm trying to think of non-conference games, but I can't. Like, I feel like in conference is easier for me to think of.
That's fine by me.
But do I have any more in conference players? I don't know. I think those are going to have to be my top three of who I've played. For sure.
I mean, I kind of expected De Beer and then Elena because I just remember watching every single Louisville game. It's like, oh yeah, they're gonna no, that was a dig.
For sure, for sure. It's frustrating. She's very good though, mad respect.
Yeah. So one last question about practice: is anyone trying to learn the topspin serve from you?
I don't think so. Everyone has a really good float serve, and that is the most effective in women's volleyball. I hate to admit, but it is. It
Mm-hmm.
is the most effective serve. So, my serve is hard. If you track it, it's very easy to pass. So no one's really learning that. But Blair, Bayless number 8, she also has a topspin. So
Oh,
her topspin's very hard. It's not fun to pass. So, I mean, our coach will like when we do like command serving, which is basically like everyone's on the line and they tell us where to serve. Like sometimes they'll just be like topspin just for the thrill because it's a good skill to have, but we never
mhm.
like go out of our way to like train it. You know?
Got you. Okay. Okay. I mean, yours is like it's super exciting to watch because like the games where it's on, like the only thing that's like comparable to it is like a breaking pitch in baseball where it's just going one way and then just it's really awesome to watch. I have to
Thank
admit.
you. Thank you.
So just sort of to talk about some like general pitch stuff now. What's been your favorite moment with the volleyball team so far? And it's
At like volleyball wise or not volleyball?
uh yeah, let's do volleyball first.
Okay. Reverse sweeping Louisville to go to the Final Four. Top 10 moment. Top 1 moment. That was one by far the best moment. I have to agree. Yeah.
No, so it was definitely obviously going to the Final Four is makes it better, but like the first one was damn near just as cool. If only it like if that
Oh,
was in the beat
for sure.
full, like the crowd was so loud. Me and my friends we had to try to get the game on his phone, and I'm so glad we did because that was just awesome to watch.
No, both
Um,
games were definitely like they're my top 2. I didn't know which one to say. Like both of them were super fun.
it's kind of hard to choose, but between rivalry, reverse sweep, winning the ACC, Final Four, there's a lot of factors there.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like non-volleyball though, like has there been like a moment in like Pitt sports where you just kind of been there that stood out to you?
A moment in Pittsburgh that I've just been there.
I know it's been like 1 year. If you don't have one, it's all right.
I'll think of one. It's just hard because we don't like really get to watch all the
Mm,
sports because of our sport. But just like in general, I was really proud of our girls soccer team for
hmm
their run. I actually really do like watching girls soccer, so every time I could make it to a game, like I was there. Not to brag, but I did catch one of their mini balls. But like, I was at every game I could go to for women's soccer because I loved it. I was so sad when their season ended. I almost cried. But just their run, I'm so proud of them. Great people, great players. Love our women's soccer team. So that's my favorite sports
I mean,
moment.
that's not a bad one. I mean, that's not a bad one to have. In only 1 year, you got a couple left. So, um, and then last like general Pitt sports question to you: who's the Pitt sports goat?
Probably should have done my research on Pitt before I got here. I don't know a lot of people. Maybe I'm biased. I want to say a volleyball player, but maybe I shouldn't.
Go ahead.
It's fine.
We love being biased on this show.
I think Lekator was one of the coolest people I have ever met. She was so cool, and she's so good at volleyball. So and the fact that she's able to do what she does when she's not even that tall, she's definitely my pit sports goat.
Sorry, I had to mute myself while I was typing. She's on what pro volleyball team is she on?
She's on Atlanta, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
So speaking of,
I think so. Yeah.
Atlanta Vibe, right? That's the name.
Yeah, I think it's Atlanta. It is Atlanta Vibe. I'm actually concerned about that now.
Okay. So I guess speaking of her, how cool is it that we have not only just her, but there's multiple fit players who are now in the first pro volleyball league in the U.S.
I think it's the coolest thing. Just playing volleyball is just so cool. Just in general, playing volleyball past the college level is just so cool. And I know all of them would have done it if it were overseas. But just the fact that they get to be part of the coming up of the U.S. Volleyball League, I think that's a huge privilege, especially because I have a really good feeling that it's actually going to start to just continue to go up, and soon it's going to become a big deal. So just the fact that they can say they were part of it at the founding stages, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they just got that TV deal with CBS. It's going to be awesome.
I didn't even know that. Are you serious? That's crazy. That's awesome.
CBS.
No, I'm sure you're correct about that. That's just insane. I didn't know.
Yeah, no, they've got I think it's 8 or 9 matches, 7 matches that are going to be aired on CBS throughout the month of April, actually.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
that's exciting. Okay.
She'll be playing Sunday, April 21st, 2 p.m. Eastern. Just everyone mark your calendars. Get the TV set. Make sure no one else is watching anything.
Calendar is marked.
Let's go. So then just a couple questions about Pittsburgh to finish this out here. What's your favorite food spot in Pittsburgh?
I feel like I had an answer to this yesterday, but now that I'm really thinking about it, I love the food here. Honestly, I'll say Stacked. I love Stacked. I really do. I love it. I do. Shamelessly. I love Stacked. Yeah, it's gonna have to be my favorite place.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You don't agree? What's yours? I mean, I only live on in the Oakland area though, so.
Okay, in terms of Oakland, I was a huge Las Palmas guy. That's my number one, the street tacos.
I've never been there.
Really?
Yeah. I'll try it sometime soon, within the next week.
That's my favorite. Every time I go back, I always get it because I also used to work at the place next to Stack, so that's kind of goes into my answer.
The place next to Stacked.
Oh, chicken.
Chicken. I was gonna say that. I know my locations. I'm a regular.
Let's see. What's the other place that they bought? The taco place? Yeah.
Viva Los Tacos?
Yes. They own it.
I do like that place. I also really like El Jefe's. I just like the food here. Dang it. I just really like the food.
It's a really good food city.
It really is. I really like it all. So I don't have a favorite. I take it back.
You're going back on Stacked. Damn.
No, Stacked is still my top one.
Okay, fine. We're back on Stacked. We're stacking it up.
We're back on Stacked.
So yeah, that's all I've got. Those are all the questions. Liv, thanks so much for coming on. It was an awesome interview. It was a lot of fun. You're welcome to come back on anytime you want. We're going to link your Instagram so that people can find you in the show bio at Olivia Bab. If you like the show, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Semple5Pod. It really helps us out. We're trying to get to 500 followers. If this episode brought you here, let us know. If you want more volleyball shows, let us know. It's always a lot of fun for us to do this. Also, the Pitt NIL store is open, and I know it just opened recently, but they've got a lot of stuff on there, T-shirts, sweatshirts with all the players' names on it. I know they go direct to the players. So if you want to show some support for Olivia or like anyone on the volleyball team or like really anybody that plays sports, head on over there. The stuff looks pretty good. And with that, we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Had a bit.